Hi everyone, it's Tech Preppy here, and we will show you another web-based tool that allow users to create mobile apps without coding knowledge, and that is AppGyver. So let's start. So just go to your favorite browser and just type appgyver.com, and then it should navigate you to AppGyver homepage. So this is the landing page of appgyver.com, and as you can see here, they call this tool as the Composer Pro, and they have this tagline of "You will never go back to coding." Seriously, so that's a catchy tagline for their application. And then as you can see here, it says here that it is the world's first professional no-code platform, enabling you to build apps for all form factors, including mobile, desktop, browser, TV, and others. And then one of their banner in their website is this logo of DHL, which is a logistic solution company. I believe one of their mobile application was built using this AppGyver. So that's how this tool is really good, that they can be used by a big logistic company. And this is free, by the way. This is the good thing about this application. It's all free. They have the community edition of this tool. And then scrolling down to their website, you will see here the different features that they have. Like it says here that they have this pixel perfect design, a native performance. They are offering unlimited logic, over 500 components. If you're not familiar with components, basically they are the widgets that you can put in your mobile application. And then they have this powerful theme engine, and then they have also integration in API. Scrolling more, they're saying that they can build application not only for mobile but also for other platforms such as desktop, including MacBooks, Apple machine, smart TVs. And then here you can see here that they are showcasing a tool that has a drag and drop user interface, which is really intuitive as I tried it. And then you can see here that instead of putting your code or logic into a code, they are offering this drag and drop feature to create a logic like a flowchart. And then they are saying that you can bring your own data. Aside from that, bringing your own data, you can put a complex code or a logic and put it in a variable, and then they have like different session, like a page variable, app variable, that you can play around to store your application data. And it says here that you can do magic with over 400 formula functions. So they have like formula or built-in logic, like from if else condition, summation of the different variables that you created, and up to using scientific formulas like calculating the sine, cosine, any math logic that you want to use. They almost have it all in this app, in this tool. And then yes, as I mentioned, you can publish your application to different platform like mobile, web, tablet, TV, and desktop. And yep, in the bottom part, they're saying this is the application of DHL built using this AppGyver Composer Pro, and it's all free. And I think the default one is when you try to sign in, you will be redirected to their community edition, which is all free. But I believe their pricing is based on your company's revenue. So let's say you have a company of with a yearly revenue of $10 million. That's the only time that they will ask you to purchase their enterprise edition of this tool. So I already created my or registered to this to AppGyver. So that's why when I press this login, it will redirect me to the platform landing page. Basically, in the registration, you will be asked to enter your email and then your password, and then that's it. You just need to confirm it in your email. And then basically the email is your login here. So now after clicking the login, as you can see here, I've been redirected to this landing page, and as you can see here, it listed all your projects. So for me, I already created one, which is now showing. I name it sample project, but for you guys that will try it for the first time, you will only see a blank page with a create new button here. So let's try that. So I'm pressing now this button, create new. And then there's this pop-up that you will be asked to enter your mobile application name. And then I'm just going to name it my first mobile app. And then let's click create. So now it's opening the editor. I'm going to tour you here in this editor. So this is your mobile app name. And it says here empty page. Basically, empty page is your dashboard or your landing page in your mobile app. And then here at the top of your editor is the UI canvas. Basically, this is your main menu if you want to go to the drag and drop screen of your editor. So here the next one is launch. Basically, if you press this, it will show you how to test or view your or preview your application. You can test it in different ways, like you can open your application in a web view using this app preview portal. You can also test it using SAP AppGyver mobile app testing tool. So you just need to download it from App Store or Google Play, and then after downloading that tool, you can just click this reveal QR code, which will allow you to scan it and open your application to your mobile devices. And then also, you can just download the AppGyver preview app in Mac for the users that using MacBook or Mac Air. Then you can use this. You can download this, and then also you can test it in your Android TV. Just download the AppGyver TV app, and then that's it. Just type your PIN code here to sync the app with your editor. And then let's move to the next menu, which is themes. Basically, this is where you can select different background colors, content palettes. And then let's move to the next menu, which is navigation. Basically, it's all about navigation. You can rename your navigation bar here using this screen. And then data. I will show you more about this data. Like you can put here the source of your data. Authentication, as the name suggests, it's all about authentication. You can have your application authenticated before a user can use it. And then community. So if you want to check their documentation, if you want to file an issue or bug that you found while using this tool, you can do that here. And yep, that is for the menu. And then let's go back to the UI canvas to create our mobile app. So as you can see here, this is your component menu. So as you can see here, you have core, category, by me, and install. Basically, What are they is just, this is the core components. Basically, they are the built-in component that already in the AppGyver, but you can also install one from the market. So these are all the installed one, but you can search a component that was created by other users. So you're not only bounded by their default components. So you have the basic one like putting an icon, a title, a text, image, spinner, cards, and etc. like buttons. So by default, you have already this headlines and text added in your dashboard. So you just need to update it, or you can delete it. So in our case, let's just delete it. So let's say I want to create a mobile app that show my autobiography. That's the easiest one, right? So let's go here in title. Just click the component and just drag it to the canvas. So here the default title here is headline. So going to this, as you can see, there's a property here. Basically, every component that you drag in this UI canvas or in this mobile app preview has its own properties. In property category or section, you can change here the text or what is the text displayed for this component. So here, let's change it to my autobiography. And then there's a option here that you can repeat it. So let's ignore that for the meantime. And then for the style, this is where you can format your title. There is this primary heading, secondary heading, tertiary heading, and then there's also a preview, so you would know immediately how your text will look like. So let's leave the style as it is. And then for the layout, basically this is where you format your padding, your border, what's the margin of your component. So you can do that here. So let's leave everything as it is. Now let's add a text here. So this maybe this is your paragraph. So let's go back again to properties. Let's type something here like my name is Tech Preppy, and this is my first mobile application. Alright, so basically that's how you use the component and the property section. So let's hit save. So you can revert and save. Make sure that, just take note that if you revert, it will revert to the last state of your application when the last time you save it, basically. So let's save it. Let's add a button. So here in the forms, you can add a button here. Just drag the button here, and then let's name it next page. Okay, so as you can see, for the buttons, there are different properties like labeled, disabled, and also for the style. As you can see, there's a lot of different styles. So let's select the success button, which is green. As you can see here, if you click the button, there's this gray area here, and in the right side it says add logic to button 1. Basically what it does is you can put a logic to your button. So let's do that. I'm going to click this, and then it will show you a small pop-up wherein you can put a logic using a flowchart. So let's do that. So basically, the trigger is the component tap. Basically, this happens when you tap this button. And then what I want to do is when I tap this button, I want to open a new page. Now, as you can see, there's this component specifically for logics. So this component at the upper at the upper side is basically a component for your UI, and this at the bottom is the component for your logic. So click in this triangle or this collapse icon will scroll down the pop-up. Clicking that again will show you the pop-up. And then now let's add the logic to open a new page. So here in the navigation, in the logic component, let's select open page. Let's drag this open page. So it's dragged now. So what we need to do is here in this little circle here, you can just hover on this one and then click it once it highlights, and then connect it to the open page component. And then next is we need to indicate which page we need to open. So here, if you click the component, there's a property associated with it as well. Same with the UI component. So let's select it. And then as you can see here, there's this properties and then the output. So let's go first with the properties. So here you can select if it's a modal or not, but here we want to open it as a page. So in the page, it says empty page. So click this one and then we can select what page we need to show. Right now we don't have any page. So let's create first page. So let's save everything. Click this empty page here. And then it will show you all your UI canvas or the dashboard that you created or the pages that you already created. So we already have one, which is the empty page. Now in this, we can click the add new page. And then it will show a pop-up asking for the new page. Let's say my hobbies. So this is the page name of my new page. Let's click OK. So now that we have a new page, what we can do is go back to the previous page that we created. So once you created the page, it will show you the default page. So maybe before heading back to the first page, let's populate something here. So let's change this text to, instead of headline, let's add my hobbies. And then for this one, the content. By the way, guys, if you saw here, this is clickable. So you can check, you can select the different types of content. So you can put a static value, which is anything, so anything that you type on that field, or it can be a variable. Basically, a variable is something that can be changed by logic. So you can do that. And then formula. In formula, you can populate the content depending on the formula that you indicate. And then also there's this component properties. So let's close this. Let's stick with the static text. So let's change this text to something. So let's say my hobbies is basketball. And then now, as you can see, instead of also dragging and dropping something here, you can also click on the component in your canvas and just click here to duplicate. And also you can delete it. So I'm going to show you first how to duplicate it. Just click duplicate. Now your UI canvas is now, the text is now duplicated. Let's select something here like baseball. So always press save. Now let's say we want to delete this component. So what you need to do is just click this text or this component and click this cross icon here, which will remove this component. So click cross and then. So now let's go back to my my first screen. So let's click this and let's go to this first screen. Now click this button again to show the logic logic dashboard. So now we know that we have this new screen that we can open once this component or button is stopped. So let's select that. So here, click this navigation page, and then our navigation component, and then in the page, in the properties, let's click this one, and then we can now select to the new page that we created, which is my hobbies. Let's select that and press save. And save. So now if you want to test it, let's minimize everything. So if you want to test it, we can do is, let's go to launch, and then let's open the web app preview. So now it's opening a new tab, and here you can select your application that you created. In our case, we created this My First Mobile app, and then click open. Alright, so basically this is how our mobile application will look like. Definitely it's a bit different if we test it using an actual mobile device, but since we're testing it in a web browser, you will see that the layout is a bit different and not mobile, similar to mobile. So what we can do, if we want to see the exact look of this when we use it in mobile device using a web browser, we can open the developer tools. So it's either you click F12 on your machine, or you can just right click on this page and then click inspect. Now you can resize your screen. So here you can select a device that you want. So in our case, maybe let's select Samsung Galaxy S8. Let's try that. So yep. So basically this is how your mobile application will looks like. Okay. And then now let's try to test the next page button. Let's click the next page. There you go. As you can see, it navigated to the new page that we created, which is my hobbies. Alright, so I think everything looks good. Now we successfully created a mobile application, a super basic one. So let's close this one, and then let's go back to our UI canvas. Basically, you can add other logic or other component like image. If you want to put an image here, just drag and drop an image. You can easily do that. Also, if you want some different type of forms, control like checkbox, drop down, a password field, those are pre-built already, and you just need to drag and drop that on the UI canvas. And then also there's this search box. So everything that you will see in a mobile device or mobile application, you will see those components here in this AppGyver. So if you're going to upload it into Play Store, let's say, what you need is an Android bundle. So not APK. So basically APK is the file that you can use to install it directly to your mobile device. But if you want to upload it to Play Store, you need an Android bundle. But using AppGyver, you can create both. So let's go to launch. And here, this is the preview. This is a preview screen. You just need to click this distribute. And then here in the distribute, you can click this open build service. So this is the screen that you will see if you click that screen. And then this is, you have three selection here. You can create an iOS mobile build or Android mobile build, and also a web app build. Let's say we want to upload our application to Android or to Android Play Store. Let's select this one, First thing is we want to configure it, like the name of our, if we want to set the name of our application or define or set the icon of our application, we can do that here. So let's do that. So click configure. Always remember that when you're uploading also in Play Store, you need to define Android key store. So this Android key store, if you're already developing or you experience creating your own mobile application, if you're uploading it to Android, you need a key, or on Google Play or Play Store, you need a key store. So this is where you set the key store, and then your key store password, key store alias, and key store alias password. So let me know if you need help on this. Just comment it in the video below. And then once we're good with this key store, let's click Save and Next. So now this is where you define your package identifier and your application display name. So here, there's two selections for build scheme. One is APK and one is AAB. APK is the Android package if you want to directly install your application to your mobile device, but if you want to upload it to Play Store, select AAB, and then let's leave everything as it is, and then let's hit Save and Next. Now here in the image and assets, this is where you will define your icons, notification icon if you want the icons to be personalized, and your splash screens. Now this is where you define the included permission. This is the permission that will pop up in your Android device that the user need to allow for your application to work. So our application is pretty simple, that's why we don't need to define anything here. But let's say your application needs a camera, you need to select camera here, so it will be included here. So you need to be familiar with what access or permissions your application needs, and then you need to define that here in this section. So let's click Save and Next. Now we're done with the configuration and we're back with this in the build screen. Now we can click build, and then clicking build will ask you again to select what type of build we are going to generate. Let's say we want to build an Android bundle, then the runtime version, there's no other selection. And then in the version code, basically this is where you put your application version code. So version code should be incremental. Let's say on your first upload to Play Store, you set it to 1, but on the next one, make sure to increment it to another version. Reason is that's the identifier of Play Store that you're uploading a new version. If you don't do that, Play Store won't upload your application or Android bundle. And then in the version name, it should be a semantic versioning. So in the form of 1, major, minor, and patch. So 1.0. So you can just increment it later on depending on what build you are creating. And then when everything's okay, click build. So now what will happen is just refresh this page. It will say that now it says created. So the final build or the final Android bundle or APK, AppGyver will email a link to you. So make sure that you have access to the email that you used to register. And then on that link, just click it and it will download. It will allow you to download the APK or the Android bundle, which you need so that you can upload your application to Play Store. And I think that's for the tutorial on how to use AppGyver. If you have some suggestion, comments, or reaction, feel free to comment it in the video below, in the comment below, and I will try to answer that. So thank you for watching. Bye.